Okay, let's jump right in. This is kind of wild. The idea that your brain actually emits light.
Yeah, not like a bright idea metaphor, but actual physical light. Photons.
Right, photons. Tiny, tiny particles, they're calling. Biophoton. And they're flickering away inside our heads all the time.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Could this faint light be, part of the puzzle of conscious self?
That's exactly what we're diving into. We've got this really interesting YouTube video from Quantum Wisdom that explores this whole biophoton discovery.
And it raises some pretty profound questions based on that discovery.
Totally. And look, this isn't just like philosophical hand-waving. The video talks about the science, the observation. So our mission today is to unpack that.
Yeah, pull out the key ideas from the video and really think about what it could all mean. For neuroscience, sure, but maybe even for those bigger questions about the mind, maybe even spirituality.
Exactly. And for you listening, I get it. Brain light sounds well out there.
A bit strange, maybe.
Yeah. But the Quantum Wisdom video lays out a scientific basis, or at least the beginnings of one. So we'll break it down, try to keep it clear, no crazy jargon.
Let's try. So where do we start? This hidden glow, the biophotons themselves.
Perfect. The video introduces them. What exactly are biophotons?
So according to the video, they're these super, super weak light emissions. Like all living things give them off: plants, animals, us.
Okay.
But the key thing is how we 1 billion times fainter than daylight. That's the number of the video.
1 billion. Wow. So definitely not lighting up a room with your thoughts.
Definitely not. You wouldn't see it, which raises your next point, I bet.
Yeah. How on earth do you even detect something that faint?
Right. Well, the video mentions this relies on some pretty advanced tech, highly sensitive imaging, things like photomultiplier tubes that can literally count single photons.
Incredible. And the video links these emissions to neurons firing.
Exactly. Synaptic firing. That's the basic communication between brain cells.
Yeah.
Every time neurons pass signals, chemically, electric.
When we think, remember, feel something.
Yeah. All that act. It seems to come with these little bursts of light, these biophotons.
And the video suggests it's not just random flickering, right? The intensity, the pattern, they seem to change.
That's the really intriguing part highlighted in the video. It varies. It's not constant, which, leads to the big question.
Could it be carrying information? Like, alongside the electrical signals we already know about, the video definitely seems to suggest that possibility.
It does lean that way. Speculation, of course, but the idea is these light patterns could be another layer of code, another way the brain works.
Wow.
And this ties into another structure the video brings up: microtubules.
Ah, yeah, the tiny tubes inside the neuron. I remember the video mentioned them in relation to quantum consciousness ideas.
That's the connection. The video points out that these biophotons might actually travel along these microtubules.
Okay.
So if you bring in those quantum consciousness theories, the ones saying quantum effects happen in the brain, then maybe, just maybe, thoughts aren't just electrical signals.
They could have a light component too, traveling through these internal structures.
That's the implication the video explores, thoughts as light pulses, potentially. It's a pretty radical departure from standard neuroscience.
No kidding. And then the video pivots to the pineal gland, the whole third eye thing.
Yeah, that little pine cone-shaped gland deep in the brain. The video covers its sort of mystical reputation across history.
But also its known job, right? Making melatonin for sleep.
Absolutely, that's its established biological function. But the light connection gets weirder, like the video points out.
How so?
Well, the gland itself is sensitive to light, and it actually contains photoreceptor cells, like the ones in our retinas.
Wait, like tiny eye cells inside the brain?
Kind of, yeah. Which is pretty strange, biologically speaking. And that's where the video connects it back to those spiritual traditions, calling it the seat of the soul, a gateway, etc.
So the video asks, could there be a link between the brain's biophoton emissions and this weird light-sensitive gland?
Exactly. And it proposes this idea of the pineal gland acting as a transducer.
A transducer, meaning?
Like something that converts energy. So the theory presented is maybe the pineal gland picks up these subtle biophoton signals from elsewhere in the brain and translates them, converts them into a different kind of information the brain can use, potentially acting as a bridge, between the physical brain and something else.
Something less tangible. Wow. Okay, so that brings us back to the function. If the brain is emitting light, why? Is it just noise, or does it do something for consciousness? The video pushes for the latter, right? Like cells talking with light?
It explores that idea, yeah, like tiny fiber optic cables between neurons, communication via light.
Okay.
And the video connects this to the quantum brain idea. Again, maybe consciousness isn't just stuck inside our skulls, but connected to some wider energy field.
Which is where the video gets into some really out there but fascinating concepts. Telepathy, telepathy, intuition, synchronicity, things like that.
Right, the more speculative side. Could these experiences, the video asks, be related to this light communication, maybe interacting with that quantum field?
It's mind-bending stuff. Like maybe moments of insight are, what did the video say, fleeting packets of quantum information picked up by our internal light network.
That's the kind of phrasing it used, yeah. Highly speculative, obviously. But it frames these phenomena in a potentially new light, pardon the pun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, another area the video touches on is near-death experiences, NDE. People often report seeing this incredibly bright light.
A very common element, often described as conscious, loving light.
So does the video connect this to biophotons?
It suggests a possible link. The idea floated is that under extreme stress, like in an NDE, the brain might release a massive surge of biophotons,
Creating that intense light experience internally.
potentially. It offers a possible biological mechanism for something often seen as purely spiritual or mystical.
And what about the feeling of oneness, that interconnectedness people report?
The video speculates that maybe during that biophoton surge, the brain's light emissions become highly coherent, synchronized, perhaps even with that larger quantum field of light, it postulates.
So feeling connected because, on some level, your brain's light is syncing up with a universal light field.
That's the line of reasoning presented. It's an attempt to find a scientific framework for these consistent descriptions across NDE accounts and spiritual traditions.
Which leads us to spirituality and the soul. If our brains emit light, if it's tied to consciousness, what does that mean for these concepts? The video draws parallels, right?
It really does. It points out how many ancient traditions use light as a symbol. Enlightenment, divinity, connection. It's everywhere. Bible, Buddhism, Egypt with the Eye of Horus.
Light from within.
Exactly. And if thoughts are light pulses, the video paints this picture of us as beacons of consciousness, sending and receiving information via light.
That's a powerful image.
It leads to the idea, explored in the video, that maybe the soul isn't just, an abstract concept, but perhaps a quantum entity, a field of light energy that's not strictly bound by the physical body.
So mystical experiences, intuition, visions. The video suggests maybe that's about tuning into different frequencies of this light, not just imagination.
That's the provocative reframing it offers, yes. Accessing information or states via this light medium.
Okay, let's zoom out even further. The quantum implications. The video asks, if brain light interacts with a quantum field, could reality itself be fundamentally made of light?
Yeah, it touches on quantum physics basics, how matter, deep down, is vibrating energy, quanta, essentially light.
So the video suggests reality might be this vast network of luminous information.
That's the extrapolation. And if so, our consciousness isn't just in the brain, it's interacting with this whole field.
Meaning our thoughts, our emotions. The video hints they could send out ripples of light, potentially influencing things.
It's a pretty radical idea stemming from some interpretations of quantum mechanics, and the video follows that thread. If we could learn to consciously direct this inner light.
Could we access higher consciousness?
Yeah.
Influence reality? That kind of thing.
That's the ultimate potential it gestures towards. Huge questions, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, bring it back down to earth a bit. The video also talks about emotions and biophoton, our feelings affecting the light.
Yes, it mentions research suggesting that our emotional state seems to influence the intensity, maybe even the coherence, of these biophoton emissions.
So, strong emotions might mean brighter, maybe messier bursts of light, and calm states of steadier glow.
Something along those lines, according to the research cited in the video, which implies our internal state is constantly being sort of broadcast out subtly.
Which might explain that feeling you get around some people, that vibe. Good or bad.
The video suggests it could be a potential explanation for that intuitive sense of someone's energetic presence.
And it raises the question, could we learn to control it? Use meditation or intention to, boost positive states and shift our own light field.
It's a fascinating possibility the video explores, leading right into the idea of healing.
Right. Light is medicine. The video mentions biophotons might carry regulatory info for cells.
Yeah, helping with communication, maintaining balance. And it points to studies showing more biophoton activity during things like meditation, prayer, energy healing.
Suggesting light itself might carry healing information, restoring coherence.
That's the hypothesis presented. And the video notes ongoing research into how biophotons might interact with other energy, sound or infrared light, for healing effects.
And even just directing our thoughts towards wellness. The video suggests that could be a form of self-healing through coherent light waves.
It connects our mental state directly to physical well-being via this potential light mechanism. It's a very integrated.
So wrapping this up, this quantum wisdom video really presents a potential paradigm shift, doesn't it? Brains emitting light isn't just trivia. It could change everything.
Absolutely. If thoughts have this light component, as the video explores, then consciousness isn't just brain chemistry. It's potentially this luminous quantum thing.
And it echoes ancient spiritual ideas in a surprising way.
It really does. It forces a rethink of the mind, maybe the soul, reality itself. The video suggests the next step in neuroscience might be exploring these luminous pathways.
Unlocking the hidden light within.
A pretty profound thought to end on.
So the main takeaway here, drawing from that quantum wisdom video, your brain gives off light biophotons, real, measurable light. And this simple fact might have huge implications for consciousness, mind-body connection, maybe reality itself.
We touched on the links to quantum ideas, the pineal gland, light as communication, NDEs, even spiritual insights. It connects a lot of dots, or at least suggests connections.
Right. And for you listening, here's something to chew on. If you have this inner light and your thoughts and feelings influence it, what does that mean? Could you be shaping your world subtly with this light?
Does perspective shed moments of insight